Okay, and welcome to Cloud City FFTCG official match. This is in the first round of our weekly tournaments at Magic Stronghold in Vancouver. I'm playing on the left, and Justin is playing on the right. We both finished in the top 4 this week. We had a little smaller turnout, but we're usually hitting in between 17 and 20, so we're doing pretty well. The scene's definitely expanded this year since Opus 4 and 5, and it's always looking like it's going to grow, which has been great. So Justin's just played a Shalula and a Yule on the first turn, and he's just getting set up for his game plan. And I know a lot of people haven't seen Yule yet, and her downside looks pretty intimidating, but she's not necessarily such a risky card, because when you mill your deck, you're losing 10 cards, and you may lose some important cards, but you haven't lost anything from your hand, and you're still drawing 2 cards per turn. So unless you're in danger of decking out, that doesn't actually affect your game plan, unless you lost a very important card. So is her upside big enough to negate that? I don't know about that, but it's definitely not such a massive disadvantage when it doesn't affect like the board or your hand. So we're just adjusting the camera there. This is our first time ever filming a match, so we're just trying to get everything correct, and I'm trying to learn. I'm using a tripod and a cell phone camera, so we're just learning a few things here as we go. So I'm playing on the left here, and I've got an Earthwind deck, and it's a very powerful deck that has mostly Earth and some Wind to support the different cards that I play. So I've got some backup removal, I've got some power-ups, and I've got some ways to cancel effects to deal with forwards and to protect my own forwards. So it's kind of a mid-range deck, and I like to go for tempo plays if I can. For example, I'll use Barbariscia with Wall. I'll use it with even Shadow Lord with his second ability that a lot of people don't know about, where if an opponent's forward dies, then he pings somebody for 2,000, and with Cactar and etc. So your regular Barbariscia plays, but the advantage is that you end up getting a forward out of it. So even if you remove a forward, you're getting a forward, and that kind of fast value tempo plays is really good, I found, with this deck. So I've played a Guy, which is something I tend to keep. It helps you attack and defend, and it's strong against ice, and there's a lot of ice right now in the meta, so I definitely try to keep him in my hand wherever I can. Justin's playing more of an aggressive deck with Shulk, bringing out a warrior there, and that brings us to the next deck card in my deck, which is a Shadow Lord, just to fight that Yanger Sled, to fight those aggro decks, anything with 2-drops, and which we're seeing a lot more 2-drops now, I would say, and more 3-drops too, since we got into Opus 5, which has made Zidane a little worse than Opus 1 Legendary. So this matchup is pretty interesting. Justin plays some pretty out of the box decks, or outside of the box decks, that is, and I'm looking to not block against his Shulk here. I'm guessing that he has a Mateus, and I can swing more than he can, and I'll use that to my advantage here. There's no need to block anything and lose a forward, especially Guy. So I'm just going to let him swing. I'm happy to do that. And if I break his Renoa, it's not a problem for me, because Guy won't be dulled from her effect. So I'm going to attack here in a sec with my Shadow Lord, and it's important to attack with him first, because that's going to allow his attack to be the one that breaks Renoa, and Guy would still be able to attack, and he's actually going to choose not to block. He's going to use Yule's ability to look at the top of his deck, and he's just doing that for the memes here. He's not, I mean, he's going to take the damage, so he doesn't want to block yet with his Renoa. He's wanting to save that in case I play some more forwards. But that could be one of the advantages of playing a Yule in your deck. There's definitely decks that she would work well in. So that's, in case you can't see it over there, is a Bunker Beast. that can reduce blocking forward's power by 3,000. And I'm going to continue not to block. I mean, I can always swing in for more damage in the next turn, and again, I don't want to be hit with a Mateus, and I'm happy to have him have no blockers, especially since I'm confident I can draw into some answers. I can remove his forwards and kind of get into a base race here with him and hopefully win. So here Justin's going to cast a Shiva to stop one of the attacks and kind of save himself some damage. And thankfully I have that guy. It's really a huge card right now, considering how much ice there is with Earth Ice, Ice Fire, and Mono Ice being played pretty much every week. And we saw a lot of it at the Crystal Cup in Boston as well. So that's something that I'm definitely looking out for when I build my decks. So again, another fantastic tempo card where I can break somebody with Cecil, and I'm happy to break their Renoa now because I still have my guy and he can attack with it. So when the next turn comes around, I'm going to be set up to go here with my cards. So I've had my Archer in the back row there for a little while, and I had honestly hadn't drawn into many wind cards, so I was thinking, well, I've never seen a Yule broken before, so I kind of want to do it. But I'm going to draw into a Y'shtola here, and I end up playing it out because when it comes down to it, it's more important to be able to protect my forwards from anything and swing for the victory, and that's the best line to take. So I'm trying to kind of set myself up here. I'm developing my backups, hopefully removing a forward. He's ended up losing a backup here to protect his Shulk, but I'm set up to swing for the victory at this point with 3 attackers ready to go, and my Y'shtola should be able to stop anything that he's going to throw at me. So he goes ahead and tries to Shiva, and I'm happy to pitch my Y'shtola to stop that summon. Thank goodness he didn't have his Emperor out, and at this point I'm going to be able to attack 3 times and win the match here. So this is kind of our debut for taking videos at Magic Stronghold. Thanks a lot for watching us, and make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and check us out on Facebook or Cloud City FFTCG, and we'll see you next time.